thank you. Today we are at the Five Corners Library, and I'm going to switch the image around here for a second so we can start to see what we have. As part of our Prayers for the Pandemic project, this is through one of the grants from Jersey City through the Mayor's COVID Relief Fund. We got a grant to do a public project. This is a drawing rooms project. And we decided to continue the idea of prayer flags. And so we've been working with 10 libraries in the 10 Jersey City libraries and asking the community to give us images, upload images on our website. And then we turn these images of people who inspired them, images of people from the community, images of their neighborhood, their pets, anything they care about, anything they want to express. And so we can't show you I do have correspondence set up at different libraries, but we can't do all 10, of course. But Five Corners turned out pretty nicely. You know, this is an image from Mike Smith, who was a longtime Jersey City photographer on the vote. Another one of Mike's is right here, of Ben Jones, and who's a pretty well-known teacher. There's a street cat. People sent in some pictures of themselves. I think, whoops, I don't want to get you dizzy, but over here, we have a few more neighborhood pictures. And this is from Master Keith Kelly's Taekwondo class that he used to do with us at the old Victory Hall days. He also asked for quotes. So this quote was sent in from a Catholic sister. And so we're hoping that we have our correspondents over at the main branch too. We have Danielle Brooks over there, and we have Bruce Halpin over at the Marion branch. I learned a lot about the libraries through this project. We have at least 10 locations.
So Jim, I think I'm looking, and I'm not sure they've quite made it on yet. We will keep looking for them.
Okay.
But I think maybe you could talk a little bit about like how these different projects come together at each location, or how those are curated separately, or maybe a bit of that process while we're waiting.
Sure. A lot of what we did is we put out a call. We were actually going to even make it a bigger project and involve more institutions, but once we started connecting with the library, we realized that this was pretty large, especially for us. So we were able to work with each library individually and put out a call to their folks, people that were on their mailing list, people who had library cards. And I would say, also say that the libraries are still active even during COVID-19. You can, you can order books and pick them up. You can get copies made at Marion Library for free. There's color copies and things like that they can run off for you a certain amount. And so basically as the people's images came in, we asked them to sort of choose a library that meant, that was close to them or that they frequented. And then we were able to collect them and work with a sign maker, fellow I work with in Bayonne quite often, and produce, each one was sort of designed for the space because each space was sort of unique. Each fence has a different size. Some of them don't have any fencing. They had windows, so we sort of adapted the project to fit windows as best we could. It's been pretty positive response from the libraries. They would, for the most part, like to keep the projects afterwards, but we will have this up into through October, probably into November. And after that, if the libraries want to do anything more with them, we're very, very happy to let them have them for a longer period of time. And it varies, with the public response, how many flags we could do. Of course, it also varies with the fencing that's available to us. Five Corners has a nice, nice lawn here, and they have a lot of fencing. So this was one of the best. But you'll see it at Miller Branch, which is over on. Let's see, Miller is on Bergen, and Morgan is on Kennedy Boulevard. And then Marion, which is on West Side Avenue, they just made a little partition over there that you can sit in, and that's kind of a nice thing because we're able to get the partition all full of flags. But this is something you can see on your own, so it's really just a sort of a heads up on that. But it may be that our other branches are not technically getting there yet.
I think they may have some connection issues, possibly. We're not seeing anybody, but we're really enjoying hearing you talk about everything going on. So I don't know if there's any other times that people can come see if there's stuff on the inside or anything like that. I'm sure we'd all love to know that information, or even just the other branches where this work is available would be great.
Yeah, well, it is at all 10 branches, and they're actually, you could find them on the JCAST site, on our page on the JCAST site. And it's all outdoors, so it's really easy to see. We'll try to maybe put a map together after this weekend that'll be available on the drawing room site too, so that people could find them. And, there's a lot of great libraries in Jersey City. The Heights has a really beautiful display on Zabriskie Street. And that's another very active library. And in doing this, we were so impressed with what the libraries here in Jersey City are doing. For like the Marion branch, which is very small, little storefront on West Side, they have, in the normal times, they have craft days. They bring in many children from the neighborhood. They have tables set up. They do all kinds of reading and craft in there. So it's good to know that these are still accessible to people, and that they're going to be more accessible. As time goes by, they'll figure out how to reach their library goers. But anyway, I think we probably, let's see, I can't really remember how many flags we made, but we started with about 30 images over at the Heights. We had more images there than we had fencing to put them on. And the Miller branch, which unfortunately we can't see right now, but it's you can see it on the website, on the JCAST website. Miller was, they started the community awareness program there a number of years ago, which did a lot of public programming for the arts. And so we have famous people like Ruby Dee or Nina Simone are on our banners there. Some jazz folks who were able to play there. They had various performances over the years, and poets. So it's good to try to remember those people.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jim. Okay. We really appreciated this.